Welcome to the Broadside Podcast.
With host, my dad, Andy Elliott.
All right, on this episode of the Broadside Podcast, we did this outdoors around a fire, had a couple beers, some beef jerky. I was joined by my brother-in-law, Jared Grubenhoff, and his buddy, who I met this last spring, Austin Cain. Austin has just started with another guy, OTC Outdoors is what they go, their handle on Instagram. They just dropped some videos on YouTube. Austin drew a oil tag in the form of a mountain goat here in Washington State. We talk about that. We talk about OTC. We talk about kind of their plans, and a little bit about where they came from and how they got to be as successful as they are in hunting. So check it out. It's a great time. Thanks for listening.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we're just going to start out with introductions here, and Jared, go ahead and start with yourself. Introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name's Jared, and I'm, I guess I don't have many hunting partners, but I'm sitting here with a couple of them right now, and we just got done with a pretty good season, and we have too many stories to tell tonight, but we've all been hunting pretty much our whole lives, and here to BS pretty much.
So you come from family hunting?
Oh yeah.
Kind of long line of family hunters.
Oh yeah, I've been hunting before I could, before I was the one to be old enough to pull the trigger. So you know how that goes, watching Dad do it, and then when you're able to do it for the first time, you're just trying to make him proud, and then it kind of just carries on until you get older. Yeah. And then it just turns into your life, kind of.
Absolutely.
And my whole family does it, so it's pretty easy for me. Like everybody I know and am close to family-wise hunts, so.
Right on.
Yeah.
Austin, if you wouldn't mind introducing yourself.
Yeah, I'm Austin. I come from a very similar background, same thing. Before I could even pull the trigger, out with my father, with the family hunting, riding around, whatever. Passed hunter safety here in Washington when I was 6 years old, and harvested my first deer when I was 6. Ever since then, got the ball rolling, and it's pretty much my life now, and I have the time to do it. So it's been a blessing for sure. It's taken me a lot of amazing places, a lot of amazing experiences and memories. So I look forward every year till September comes around and hit September, October hard. Maybe November if we get lucky and draw a tag.
Spring.
So. Yeah,
spring. Yeah,
He's
spring
a spring
too.
guy. Don't let him fool you.
Yeah, throwing a little bit of sheds in there.
Yeah, that's that's what I always tell the old lady, the wife who's in the house, is there's really no end to hunting season. It's always, there's always a time to be in the woods for some reason. Are you guys up to anything right now? Are you just kind of taking some leisure time?
Nope, housework.
Housework?
Yeah, making the wife happy.
Kind of the downtime. Just work and looking forward to here in another month. Start looking for deer horns. And elk comes along. So.
Yeah, it's been a weird winter. You're over on the west side, right? So I don't.
Yeah.
Has it kind of been a warmer?
It's definitely been warm. It's hardly froze where I'm at. So.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think we're gonna get hit with it here pretty soon, though. It looks like it's supposed to be pretty cold coming up. So, anyways, I want to talk to you guys about 2023. And well, not spoiler alert, but kind of an oil tag you drew, right?
Correct. Yep.
So before we get to that, maybe if you could break down kind of how your season went, because we don't know each other that great. We shed hunting together with Jared last spring.
Yep. This is my brother-in-law, Andy. He's my brother-in-law.
Yeah.
And Austin's one of my best buddies. He's one of my main hunting partners. So, and Andy has this podcast. So, Andy and Austin are getting to know each other a little better, and both love hunting and the outdoors. And we thought we'd get around and chat tonight and
shoot the shit.
Yeah, exactly.
So. I don't know where you want to start, but if you want to break down what you look like, had a pretty awesome season.
Yeah, it was great. I'll let Jared go first and then pass off the torch. So kind of go around the fire here.
Yeah, I didn't draw anything special. It's all over the counter for me, and kind of struck out. And I was at work and Austin called and he drew that tag, so that kind of threw me for a loop, and that's all I was thinking about. It's not my tag, but I felt like it was just as special just to be a part of it for him and with him. And then right after the hunt, we were leaving out of state. A week after his goat hunt, we were supposed to leave out of state for another hunt, so we were hoping to just keep the ball rolling, and that turned out good too. We ended up having success in the state that we went to next. Yep, and then the next state, and then the next state, and just kind of carried it on. And
Yeah, I remember seeing, talking to Jared and hearing that you drew that goat tag, and I was stoked. And I we didn't know each other that well. We still don't know each other too great, but I was text you, and I was like, dude, fucking, I'll come help. Which was probably awkward, but I'm excited for a lot of people, or people I know when they get an opportunity like that. But before that though, you guys seem to do pretty good out of state. We don't got to nail down where that was, and then in state on some over the counter tags. And I always hear a lot of people in Washington talk about how hard it is to shoot big deer over the counter, and it's like, well, these guys pretty much nailed it down. You guys both got pretty decent bucks OTC, right?
We could call it luck.
Yeah, big in Washington's a little different.
Yes, it is.
If you're out of state, it's a little different here. Like a 160 plus buck is like I'd say 150 or 1 in 200, so it's a little bit different. So anything over 160, we're kind of texting our buddies, oh, we found a big buck with capital BIG, but that's just kind of our mindset here, and we carry that on to other states, and other states have a little bit better, I guess you'd say, opportunity.
For sure.
And it kind of helps us out when we go to other states, because we try so hard here just to get those type of caliber bucks, and it just, I don't know, it just kind of, it's how we do it. We try the same everywhere, the same amount of effort everywhere. It doesn't matter if it's the best tag or the worst tag, that's kind of our approach, I guess.
Yeah. It's funny because I went to Montana this year with a group of guys I've never hunted before with, and like you said, the Washington big buck is different than some other states' big bucks. You're almost at like a Washington, I don't know how to say, it's like a exchange rate, right? Like you go to Montana and you've got like these Washington bucks in your head, and you see this Montana deer, and like it looks huge because where we live, but it's not really that big in Montana, right?
You're just seeing 2x3s and little 3s here, maybe crappie 4 here.
Like, holy shit! But
that's
reality,
part of the problem, It's staying off the trigger in the other states, because you go to them with the same mindset you have in Washington. Yeah. So that's one of our, I guess, biggest things we need to get better at. Probably letting a few more deer walk in these other states that we. It's hard saying that now, but I guess that's what we need to kind of aim for.
Yeah, and it kind of depends on what day of the hunt it is too, though, right? Like,
and what you're going out of hunting. Yeah.
Yep.
So
aside from that, you did pretty good bear hunting.
Yeah, I would have done better if I shot a little straighter. Missed a pretty good chocolate. I'm still a little upset about, but I killed a great bear. I think this is the second day I hunted this year. I went out, spot I killed a bear the year before, and it's kind of the second spot I hit in the morning. Walked in there, started listening, and I could hear a bear, and wind was not in my favor, and I could hear him sneak out this RMZ before I ever got a peek at him. So I was a little disappointed, and while I was standing there thinking maybe it didn't win me, maybe it just fed out, there's a chance it might feed back in the edge of the clear cut where I might be able to get a shot. I heard another bear feed over the ridge to my right. To my surprise, that was like a 100% bear just by listening to it, compared to the one I was like 80 to 90% sure was a bear. And I heard it feed over the ridge to my right, went over there and just caught a flash of him walking down this blowdown, and it was only 91 yards, so I quickly threw it freehand and could tell it was a decent bear. Didn't realize how good of a bear it was until I pulled the trigger, and it turned out to be one of my best to this day. So he was definitely right up there. I don't think he's my biggest, but it's a great bear for sure.
Yeah, that ground growth is probably a lot better feeling than ground shrink, right?
You don't get ground growth very often.
Yeah.
Usually it's the other way around,
Yeah.
for sure. But no, it was a good feeling walking down there, and it was a mature boar. So
That was one of your biggest or your biggest?
one of my biggest.
How many bears have you killed?
I don't want to bring numbers into it. I think that was my 20th.
That's good though.
It is good.
Yeah.
More people need to kill
Yep,
bears.
for sure.
So
No, I
don't
encourage it.
Don't be,
Yeah.
you know.
2 of them a year, preferably.
Yeah, I mean, in 10 years, that's 20 bears. So
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good.
I think my biggest one was my first bear, and I still haven't topped it. So
Yeah. Yeah, I've known some people that have done that. That would. Luckily, I'm building, right? Like, the smallest shit I shot was beginning, and I'm slowly getting like decent animals, I guess, right? So got some deer, some mule deer here in Washington. Got a big boar. Did you do much bear hunting this year?
A couple days
Yeah.
in August. Yeah, just a couple days. I shot a bear and ended up tracking him down to the bottom of a canyon, and I was by myself. I'm usually by myself, and I got a little excited, and I went to the bottom of the canyon and ended up running out of water and kind of just pushed it half the day. And mind you, the whole time I'm by myself, usually I'm talking to Austin, texting Austin. He's giving me his 2 cents, kind of, you know, go here, go there. And yeah, I ran out of water, and I kind of gave up looking for that bear, and just kind of, you know, made it back to the truck, you know, with just barely anything left. And that was the only time I went, and it kind of taught me a lesson too, to, you know, just always have your water with you. I thought there was going to be water down at the bottom, and there wasn't. And I shot that bear, and I had a adrenaline dump, and I just kind of sent it. And I just wasn't thinking, you know, I just wanted to get down there and check for the bear, and, you know, we all just get in that mindset. And then next thing you know it, I'm at the bottom, and I have 1,500 feet, 2,000 feet up to go with no water, and it's August, midday. So that was not cool, because even if I would have found the bear, I don't know, it wouldn't have been good. Wouldn't have been good.
Yeah.
how far in were you on that one?
That one was 5 or 6 miles.
Yeah.
But by myself, so.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
Yeah, and deer was by myself too, and like I said, I was talking to Austin throughout the hunt, and he just killed a really good buck a few days before I went into the mountains, and he was by himself, and so I had, you know, that thought going in. Austin did it. I can do this, you know. He was telling me, you know, you're by yourself, but just keep after it. So him killing that buck motivated me, and then, you know, on day 4 of you know, that solo hunt, I was actually just waking up in the morning pretty lazy. I woke up 10 minutes before the sun came up, and
That's when it normally happens.
yeah, barely rolled out of the tent, and kind of, man, it's just one of those mornings that you just don't want to do it, but, you know, you've been there before and you haven't done it, and then you regret it. So I was like, I'm doing it. Got up, and there's a little glassing knob a few hundred yards from where I camped, that, you know, my lazy glassing knob, and I had cell phone service on that knob, which I'm ashamed to say, but I did. And I was on my phone at about 9 o'clock in the morning, actually texting Andy.
Yeah,
He was
I remember that.
Headed home with a deer, out-of-state deer, and we were talking about his buck. You know, he's telling me the story, and I looked up from my phone, and my buck was just standing there 100 yards below me in the timber. And that was only the second or third buck I've seen in 4 days, and 5th or 6th deer I've seen in 4 days. So it was kind of just one of those things that kind of just happened, you know.
Yeah, that's well, I think you know Bo Olson, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I met Bo this summer.
Bo always tells me, he's like, it just takes 5 minutes. Like when you're out there, just when it seems like it's just shit, he's like, it just takes 5 minutes. And it all changes and like that, like just takes 5 minutes.
It's very true.
And it always keeps that in my head because like that buck that I was on my way home with was the second deer I'd seen in like 3 days. And I'm like, Bo's in my head, like, it just takes 5 minutes. We're just going to stick it out. Like, this sucks by myself, out of state. But, yeah, you never know what's...
Yeah, you never know. I could have been in a better mood that morning, but I wasn't. But, I mean, the deer still stepped out feeding. And then, when I shot the deer, it became one of the better days of hunting in my life. So
Trailhead, I think I would have heard you.
Yep. Yep. I called Austin while I was pulling him out of the bush, literally. So
yeah, that's awesome.
That's kind of how we do it.
So yeah, I didn't really do much bear hunting this year. I didn't really do any Washington State deer hunting. I took the kids on a little deer hunt, which, God, that's impossible. But I did a little elk hunting. You guys notched some elk tags?
Yep.
Yeah. I shot a late season cow.
Hey, dude.
Drew a meat's meat.
Yep. Yeah,
in this
absolutely.
state, it's kind of funny because it took 4 points. So, yeah, I guess you'd say 4 years of waiting to draw a cow tag in a unit that has thousands and thousands and thousands of cows just on the winter range just looking at you. So it's kind of a weird deal, but even those type of tags, that's what I'm saying, even those type of tags we treat like they're, the best tags, even a cow tag, an archery cow tag. It took 4 points to draw, so that's what we're saying here in Washington. It's just, I mean, this state,
it's 4 years.
They love us hunters, so but we're here. I mean, I've gone down that rabbit hole pretty deep with this state. But yes, I got a cow, and I am thankful and blessed that I shot that cow, and I'm gonna eat it and feed the family with it. And
once you put elk in the freezer too, it kind of takes that stress off, and you can, kind of sit back and enjoy all the other hunts. The freezer's full, and you're just there to enjoy it, not stressing about meat. So
yeah, that was like I got my late season West Side archery elk cow, and it was like I got it, like the freezer's full. Like, it's so awesome. Like, man, this is amazing.
It's a good feeling.
Yeah. First West Side archery elk hunt I've done, and that's your neck of the woods, right?
Yep. Not too far from me by an hour.
Holy shit! I've never been so wet in my life. I think I could have probably jumped in a pool, climbed out, and been drier. But it was fun. It's a cool area. Is that pretty much where you hunt?
Pretty close, yeah. Same type of terrain.
Same terrain. Do you hunt archery over there pretty much every year then?
So I rifle hunted. Like I said, I started hunting when I was 6. Killed my first bull at 8 with the rifle, and then I think I was 14 when I switched over to archery. For those of you guys that don't know, on the west side, you could shoot a branch antler bull, 3-pointer better. One side, a lot of units, you could harvest a cow as well. Silver bull only, 3-pointer better only. So this year, I just harvested a 4x4 bull, I think on day 2, if I remember correctly. I took the whole season off and just kind of wanted to enjoy elk camp and had the opportunity to take that time. So that's what I did. Took the season off and enjoyed it with my dad, a couple of our good friends, and that was just enjoyable. It was a lot of fun. Had a couple buddies come over here and there when they get time off of work. But yeah, like we're talking, just it's a great feeling being a archery hunter, and it's September, and you put that bull or that cow in the freezer, and then it's like, okay, awesome, I can be more selective with deer, don't have to stress about it, and then it's huge to me. So that's my biggest pro, I'd say, the archery season, is being able to fill that freezer and move forward and just enjoy hunting, because that's what it's all about to me. Fill in the freezer and enjoying it.
Yeah, it's a weight off your shoulders. You getting smoked out?
I'm getting smoked out for sure.
Well, I set this up when the wind was blowing earlier. It was perfect, but it's not working.
This will
out.
be Austin's seat.
Yeah. Yeah, if we gotta move shit, we can. I don't care. I'm my own boss. It doesn't fucking. Nobody tells me what to do here. So, then you want to kind of break down and I don't know, maybe start from when you got the email. I guess, did you get an email to let you know about that tag?
Oh, no, I was on refresh like most of us. So, yeah, my dad and I, we have quite a few quality deer points, and our hopes were pretty high. I drawn one of the couple tags here that we're putting in for in this state. So the normal, as in normal, I mean deer, elk type of tags, the results came out first before the oil tags did, by oil, goat, sheep, moose here in Washington. And I had, I believe, 15 points for goat, sheep, moose across the board, something in that realm. But I was really excited to see the draw results for quality deer. I ghosted my buck deer points, or I should say we did. We also put in as a group, my dad and I. Ghosted our buck deer, and we're hoping for that quality deer draw, and I didn't get it. So I was down in the dumps. At the time I was working nights, and so I was like, I'm going back to bed now that I seen I didn't draw that tag. So I was sitting there trying to sleep, all upset still about not drawing a tag, which it's Washington. I think we had 44 points as a group of 2 going in last year.
Oh,
so,
man.
Yeah, it's tough. But seeing I didn't draw that, figured I didn't draw anything. Wasn't super excited for the oil to draw, just because it's so rare to pull one of those. And so woke up a couple hours later. Normally someone through the grapevine or a friend of a friend draws an oil tag that I hear about, and I didn't hear of anyone. I was like, dang, no one drew. So I got on, hit refresh. Of course I put in for just about everything, so the list is pretty long going through the results. So I'm scrolling down, and I also drew multi-deer this year, which is usually like an every other year thing in the state. So I seen selected, just kept scrolling down. All of a sudden I seen selected, and I was half asleep. I'm like, wait a second, I swear I seen selected at the top for multi. So I go, for whatever reason, my mind just freaked out. Instead of just looking at what I got selected for, I scrolled back up to see if I seen another selected. And I seen selected at the top for multi-deer, and I'm like, wait a second, I swear I didn't draw a deer and an elk tag. And I go flying back down. I'm like, drew a goat tag, there's no way. I was freaking out, and ended up pulling my first choice, and just a blessing to be young enough to do it. And my dad was able to go, which was huge.
Yeah, that's
a little
awesome.
bit of family history with goats. And once they went to a draw system, my father, he's always put in to try to kind of keep that going. And I guess I just skipped him. Hopefully he'll draw in the next few years, because he's got a decent amount of points built up too, so you never know. But no, it was great. He's able to go, and my best buds were able to go. Really couldn't have asked for it to play out much better.
Yeah, so you were there as well.
Yeah.
And so you guys filmed this hunt, right?
We did.
You want to talk about that?
Yeah. So I'll just do a whole kind of play-by-play. I found out, drew this tag immediately. I had been going down scouting, just day trips. It's about a 3-hour drive to the trailhead from where I live, maybe a little less. But immediately I was down there probably within a week. I think it was the first weekend I had off, actually. So went down there, seen the goats, and kind of glassed them from a mile or so away, just because I didn't have an all day to spend down there, whole day. So went and seen the goats, and then as I would have time free, I probably went down 6 or 8 times, a couple times packed all the way in, and spent the night in there with them and got closer looks. Of course, bringing a spotter, and judging a goat was totally new to me. They're all spikes, so
Yeah.
I mean, you're sitting there judging a half an inch, and like Jared and I always joke like, oh, we're spike hunting. Like, quarter inch goes a long ways in this spike, this spike classification. But no, it was awesome. So I'd been down there scouting on that tag. You're only allowed to have 4 people go up above the trail. It basically goes around the base of the mountain. And so I picked Jared. It's me, Jared, my father, of course, and then also Braden. Braden's 19 years old. He's been filming his own hunts for a year or two now and improved a lot. I've watched his films, kind of always stayed in touch with Braden probably for the last, 5 or 6 years. And I was looking for someone to film this hunt, and everyone I messaged was already booked out that films professionally. And then Braden popped in my head. I'm like, why don't I ask him?
Yeah.
And so I asked him, and
keep talking. I'm gonna check my computer.
Sounds
real quick.
good. And asked Braden, and he was jumping up and down. I swear, if I could picture it through the phone, through hearing his voice. But he is more than happy to come film.
Oh, I'm sure.
And so he was up for the opportunity. Like I said, I selected us 4, and then a couple of my other good buddies, Matt and Sawyer. I've grown up with them. They ended up tagging along too. They just had to stay down at the certain elevation line on the trail and kind of glass up. But it's cool the situation we're in, because they could sit on the trail and just kind of move as we moved across the mountain when we're actually hunting, when it came to the hunt. And just watch kind of play by play, see the goats, see us, see what was going on. So with a tag like that, we packed in, so the day before season, that morning before season, September 30th, I believe.
Yep. Saturday.
Yep, set up camp, and when we're packing and we get to see goats all over the mountain, I was like, yep, they're still here. I've been watching them all summer, and of course I wasn't down there as much when hunting season came. I was busy elk hunting and whatnot, but I snuck down like the weekend before season, and they were all right where I'd been seeing them all summer. So we got camp set up and had a good time, scouted, and the number one goat that I picked all summer was in like the toughest spot on the mountain to get to. I don't know how much time I spent trying to plan on how am I going to kill this goat. Is it humanly possible to get in this? It's kind of in this triangle. It's a matter of getting up into the triangle, because it's just all cliffy chutes all the way around, nasty canyon on each side. And he is a very distinctive goat. He's super heavy, not the longest horn one, but he was distinctive. He just had the biggest body, this biggest goat on the mountain, from what I could tell. I'm no goat expert. It's my first time hunting him, but I spent a lot of time, like I said, watching them. And so I was sitting there stressing for months, trying to figure out, how am I going to get in there? Are we going to be able to get them? Are we going to be able to get them out? Type of deal. I was like, we can do it. I got some of the most badass dudes with me that are there to help. And so, again, fast forward the night before season, as Jared, Braden, and I went up one spot to check, basically right by camp there, and my dad and my other buddies went down the trail to check, kind of glass over into where that number one was. We called him Hoss, his nickname. So they went to glass for Hoss, and we went above camp just to make sure nothing bigger had moved in the last week. And lo and behold, here's Hoss standing out in like the most beautiful green spot on the whole mountain right above camp. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I don't know if I want it to be over if he's here tomorrow morning, it's an oil tag. So we're sitting there kind of high-fiving, like, no way, he's right here. And we happened to look at the goat next to him that was with him, and fell in love with the one that was with him over the one I'd been watching all summer that I wanted. And so we kind of all agreed, like, yeah, I think that's the best goat right there. And so I could hardly sleep that night.
Yeah, I bet.
We all woke up, and yeah, there was plenty of options to choose from, we'll just say, opening morning. And we wanted to kind of go look at some different goats. Jared, Braden, and I the night before had went on this not so nice trek to find water, because the watering hole that we had been using all summer was dry. to our surprise. So we had to go probably 3 miles and
3 or 4 miles down. Yeah.
Yeah, down.
But we were pretty committed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Braden went too, and he just went to film it. He didn't even carry up water, so he just went to go. So that kid's
for
a
moral
savage.
support.
Yeah,
So.
Yeah.
He's a savage for being a young.
He's a stud.
Gonna be a stud, yeah.
Especially for his age and how good his film is so early on. But smoke's killing me. But yeah, when we went to get water the night before, we saw this big, I shouldn't say big, it's just a white speck, but it's so low, way up higher than all the other goats, and of course, being the way we are, that intrigues our curiosity, and we're like, we need to get a better look at that one goat we haven't seen yet. So opening morning, I was like, nope, we're not shooting one right off the get-go. We're gonna go look, make sure that's not a better one. You only get to do this once. So we hiked probably 3 or 4 miles down the trail, and I don't know if we seen that goat, but we found a couple more billies in that area, and they weren't it. So we kind of side hilled all the way back towards where we had seen all the other billies, and seen a few goats in between, a lot of nannies and kids. Got back, spotted a few billies, and I think pretty much everyone had a spotter. It was a little overkill for a backpack hunt, but we ended up glassing all these goats and kind of hemming and hawing on several of them. We seen one, we're like, yep, that's a shooter right there. So we ended up putting a stock on them, and we had 4 billies within, I think the closest was a 148, the furthest was 314, and we had like 3 or 4 spotters set up. We're just going around in a circle, like, these are 3 of the 4 are really good goats. So we're like, what one do we want? And we kind of all just like, okay, what one do you think? And we all agreed that one on the top, the furthest one. So we set up and just planned on waiting for him to stand. And where I looked at him bedded broadside through the scope, I was like, I could do this. So hadn't been that nervous in a long time behind the rifle, but made it count, put him down, and hiked up there. And yeah, it was a dream come true. Teared up, almost started bawling. But
Yeah.
no, it was awesome. My dad was super stoked. That was super cool for me to see, and I was on cloud 9. I think everyone there was on cloud 9 just to be able to experience it. And tell you what, caping out a goat for full body mount on that steep of a rock slide is kind of a chore, though.
Yeah. Above vegetation line.
Yeah.
Literally in the clouds.
Yeah.
Because right after he killed the goat, like a mini storm rolled through.
Super cool.
So all of his photos are like right in the middle of a storm, and then when we're packing down to Spike Camp, it looks clear as day. It's just clear. So it's almost confusing.
Yeah.
Up there.
Looks like 2 different days
Yeah, it was weird.
in a matter of an hour or 2.
Yeah, It was cool though. It was amazing. We could have got down to Spike Camp in probably 40 minutes, but we took 2 hours just because we just
Taking it in.
Taking it all
we'd
in,
walk
yeah.
200 yards and then we'd sit down and we'd just stare off and just like, because we knew we would never. I mean, Austin's dad could draw it, but other than that, I mean, I don't know when we'll ever be able to even be on that hill again or anything like that. So we knew that. So, and I knew that when he first called me when he drew the tag. So that's why it was so awesome. So we made sure it counted up there on the pack out.
We lived it up for the
It was
one
a
day it lasted.
slow pack out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Full goat.
Yeah, so you got opening. Yeah, that would have been tough, huh? Like to end it that quick, but you like, what do? It's not like you're gonna not do it, right? Like
Here's the thing is, Jared can only stay till what, day 3 or 4?
4 days. Yeah.
4 days. My buddy Sawyer that was there could only stay that long. My dad had all week. I want to say my buddy Matt had all week, if I remember correctly. And Braden, the one who filmed, he had like that 3 to 4 day window too. And day 1 was supposed to be clear. Day 2, 3, and 4 were supposed to rain. When you're up that high and it rains, you're literally in the clouds, so you can't see.
yeah,
A lot of times under, anything over 30 yards. So it's like a archery only type of deal, but with a rifle, because I packed a rifle in, so I chose to do. And so I was slightly disappointed it was over so quickly, but it worked out. Everything worked out great. And that next morning, we woke up to rain and got out of the tent, and we're like, wow, did we make the right decision? Because we would have been miserable and
multiple days of rain.
Yeah.
And we were leaving out of state for a hunt that coming weekend. So
leaving
that's why I had to be home, Wednesday, Thursday, because I had Friday and then we were leaving Saturday.
Actually, I think we're leaving the 7th.
The 7th.
Yeah.
So we were leaving that weekend. So we the tag was a month and a half long.
2
months long. So, but we're talking we're scheduled through November, our hunts.
Yeah.
And obviously you drop anything to go hunt a goat, but weather up there is not like that. You can't just go whenever.
Yeah, you're not going to get that many bluebird days like clear.
Yeah, we shot a window and it happened to be opening day. And then after that it was multiple days of bad weather and rain and fog, and he knew that too. We know the weather that's coming in. Up there it changes quick, but when it's saying it's going to be bad weather, that's all day type stuff.
Yeah.
It changes for 10, 15 minutes up there, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about like rainforest rain for days and fog, and these goats are at the top.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. He made the right decision. He had me hold his clip opening day, and the whole day. And then when at the end of the day, when we saw his goat, and it wasn't in the easiest spot. It was in a good Austin spot, up in kind of a nasty spot, and he's like, "All right, give me my clip." So I gave him his clip, and I knew I wasn't gonna say no. It's his time to go. He saw that goat, and I seen his dad's eyes sparkling, and I was like, oh yeah, he wanted it. So yeah, it's good.
So you said like the goat hunt stuff kind of has like some family meaning to it.
Yeah. I my great grandpa and my great uncle each killed goats back before it was the draw. Probably a little harder access back in the day too, and then you're dealing with a lot more primitive equipment back then too. So
no Onyx,
No Onyx. I don't even know if they had trails then.
Yeah.
But no, there's some super cool pictures, a couple of them in the film, them with goats. But no, it's super cool to be able to carry that on, and I hope it continues through future generations. It's gonna be tougher and tougher though. That's what I can say with how hunting's becoming.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, that's man, it'd be cool shit for your dad to draw that tag soon.
Oh, I hope so. Afterwards he goes, if I draw that tag, he goes, same group of guys are going. He goes, that couldn't have been a better group of dudes. So
oh yeah,
it was awesome.
Like
yeah,
it's a good time.
Yeah, that's one of the, I mean, like I understand the point systems and like how that has to work, but there's probably been a lot of people who've passed away with a lot of points,
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I heard about that.
That wasn't able to pass them on or even use them.
Or just stop putting in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I'm 65 now.
There becomes a certain point.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you do?
Yeah, there's
give them away.
Yeah, maybe
Dad.
maybe the option to pass it on to a younger generation, or something. Donate them, maybe.
Like a blood, like your son. Or
Yeah.
Your daughter.
Yeah.
That makes too much sense though.
Yeah, I'm still waiting to see what they do with all the people that's got spring bear points that there's no longer a season for.
Nothing.
I'll just be thankful if we still have a general coming up.
Yeah, that's if you've heard this podcast, I've had 3 commissioners on the podcast. Spoke with a few biologists. I have faith in the staff at the Department of Fish and Wildlife. I have zero faith in the majority of the decision makers at the Department of Fish and Wildlife. It's just it's a woke race to see who can get there quicker to, stopping hunting, or I don't know what it is, but it's it doesn't make any sense. But we're trying. That's going to be a plug here for January 11th. I don't know if so how far are you from Centralia?
Hour.
So I don't know if you even know, but January 11th, Sportsman's Alliance is holding a fundraiser at the Southwest Washington Fairgrounds. Dude, it's like a bunch of vendors, auctions, food, beer.
Really?
Yeah. I'm donating a rifle and an electronic dog call, 22-250, a dog call. And then, there's just piles of donations between knives and duck hunt trips, Alaska hunting trips, Africa hunting trips, all sorts of shit. So
cool.
I'll be there.
I'll have to check my schedule.
When is this again?
Friday.
It's the 11th. It's a Thursday night, which kind of sucks, but that's when we could get it.
You headed over there then, Thursday?
Yeah.
Well, I might be riding with you then.
Let's go. It's going to be a good time.
See if I can
yeah, you should.
Time off and make it down. What time is it?
I'd have to look. I'm getting there super early to help set up, so I don't really know what time. It's I'll let you know. I'll look.
It's all day for you.
Yeah. But yeah, it'll be a good time. A lot of people. I mean, they're meat eaters sending a trivia game signed. Just all sorts of cool stuff to auction on.
Cool.
All the proceeds are going to go to Sportsman's Alliance and the legal battle with whoever they're suing in this state at this time. Like, I don't know if it's Inslee or who, whatever. But it'll be a good time. I'm going to bring this gear. We're going to do a podcast there too. And yeah. Off on a tangent there, but so the hunt's done. You guys, where can you guys filmed it all?
Yep. It's on YouTube. If you look up OTC for Over the Counter Outdoors on YouTube, Braden's got quite a few videos from his older mule deer hunts. He's gonna be throwing out some new ones from this year. He killed a couple pretty good bucks and a bull. Killed I believe it was a Utah buck, Washington buck, and a bull that he's gonna be also dropping videos on. But the goat hunt will be right there. It's called Shoots. So if you're bored, have a half hour laying around.
He's super proud of it too. You guys give it a watch if you haven't. It's just type in Shoots Goat Hunt on YouTube.
Yeah, it's a great video.
Anything like that, it'll be up at the top. Just give it a watch. He's proud about it, and he's only getting better. In his other videos, you could tell he's just starting out, and he's just got nothing but better. So everything he puts out now should just be. I don't want to put that pressure on him, but after the goat hunt, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
I mean, now people seen your work, Braden.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, we threw it on. I threw it on in the kitchen, TV in the kitchen while I was cooking some stuff for the kids, and obviously, brother-in-law Jared here. Your niece was like, "It's Uncle Jared on TV," it was just pretty funny.
Yeah,
But
YouTube. That's what we always have the kids watching YouTube hunts and stuff.
Yeah.
From the time they're 6 months old till they're older. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
That's a rifle.
Yep. Exactly.
So OTC Outdoors, right?
Yeah.
So how was that born, I guess?
Nothing crazy. Like I said, I'd talked to Braden for quite a while, and he used to message me, and then he grew up a little bit, and we became a little closer. And now that he did that goat hunt, I seen how hard of a worker he is. There's not a lot of guys like you or Jared that are willing to go and work that hard, especially him that just want to go and do it for me. I mean, that means a lot. So he had a YouTube channel, and I had an old Instagram laying around that I wasn't doing anything with, and I was like, well, we could swap the names and collaborate, and maybe I'll pick up a camera. I just like hunting, man. I don't, if it means enough to me, it sticks in my head, at least while I'm young. I know someday I'm going to look back and be like, man, I wish I had that on video. There's a lot of stuff I can already say that about. So I just keep trying to remind myself of that, and maybe at least pick one up. I know I'm not going to produce as quality stuff as a lot of the guys out there, but, hopefully be able to collaborate a little more, and learn how to do that a little bit. And then we'll probably do an apparel line. I've had a couple samples done for some stuff right now, so probably do some papers and just keep it small. I'm not looking for anything big. I don't think his either, but it'd be kind of cool to
have some fun.
Yeah, have some fun, see people wearing your stuff, and
make videos, show your kids at home.
Exactly. And
share with family.
Yep.
Yeah, document, exactly.
Yeah, it's a YouTube channel. I mean,
yeah, document shit like that, like once in a lifetime tag. Like, how are you not gonna
have that on? And it's not a secretive spot. I mean, it's an oil tag. So, what do you got to lose at that point? As far as like, over the counter tags here in this state or even out of state anymore, it's like you even my pictures I take. I mean, Jared and I are super careful about what we.
Oh yeah.
What we post, everything's grass or trees for a background or rocks, but we always have our field photos for ourselves, and if we post anything, we have our other field photos. So videoing is going to be that much harder, and so it's like on top of the stress of videoing it, it's like
you don't want to add it. It's just tough.
Yeah, it's tough.
Tough. Yep. Yeah, and like I mean, trying to. Dog's gonna dig a hole in the ground here. Trying to manage your adrenaline while all that's going on, and then to like be coherent enough to be like, I gotta film this, and then I like some of the guys that sell film hunts, like walk around with a camera on a tripod, set it up perfectly somehow to get like.
I feel like you're always trying to hide something too in the background.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm like, damn, how do you have that much like? Dude, I don't even. Half the time I'm like, did I even remember my gun?
It gets western up when we hunt sometimes. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Like, I don't even know how we'd film half of anything.
Yeah.
We gotta get our shooting dialed before we even film that. Lately, goodness. That deer, Jared's buck this year, it seemed like every bullet was hitting a tree limb or something in a burn. It was like
it was big burns. And
same
with
tree limbs. Your buck last year. I watched it through the spotter. You hit that limb twice in the same spot.
Yeah.
The one limb in the way.
Oh man.
You dial up and your crosshairs are on them and it's open, but there's a limb, 30 yards, 40 yards before the buck, and it's still in that bullet path. And I've made that mistake a couple times. I shoot a big bullet, so it has quite a bit of drop in there. I kind of got to make sure I'm dialed up right, and I'm still learning. Still make mistakes.
Yeah, we're all still learning.
Just need to practice.
There's always some way to get better with hunting, and it seems like when you got it figured out, sometimes there's no right answer. I've learned. I mean, a lot of times there is, but sometimes it's just like you just don't know. That's what keeps it fun. A lot of times when I find my success, it's like, especially archery elk hunting, it's those situations that I'm like, there's no way it's gonna work out. And then I had one or two of those work out when I thought there was no way, and just kind of made me. I'm kind of the guy, especially like where I hunt, it's high pressure for elk, and it's no backcountry backpack hunt around home for elk. I mean, it's clear cuts and roads everywhere, it seems like, so unless you go into a walk-in, but even at that, it's so high pressure. There's always someone around the next corner, it seems like, or a mile behind you that's going to ride in and screw up your stalk. And so it's like, if I see elk, I'm going. No matter if there's 10 minutes of daylight left, I'm getting there as quick as I can, and I'm making a play because they're more than likely going to be bumped out somewhere else tomorrow, type of deal, which takes a lot of the fun of it away, but it makes you not, I don't know, a lot of these people I see do hunts and they're like, oh, well, we'll wait for a better opportunity tomorrow, and that might work out for some people, but it worked out on your buck last year out of state. When we didn't take a shot the night before and ended up getting a better one the next morning. But like, typically if it's a high pressure spot, if I have an opportunity that's a 1%, you tell me that's a 1% chance, I'm like, screw it, I'm going. I'm going, I'm trying, because
there's a chance.
Yeah, exactly. Because if I don't, it makes me sick that I passed up an opportunity.
Yeah,
you just never know. And I can't tell you guys, like, I'm sure you guys know, you guys get it, but for other people that there's so many gun shy people out there that I've noticed that even that I hunt with, and it's like, if there is an opportunity, I'm not saying like go take stupid shots, but if there's an opportunity to get on that animal, go do it if it's a high pressure area, because you might not get another opportunity, and then you're sitting there for the next year going, man, I really wish I would have put on that stalk or tried to get over there in time before dark or whatever. So I don't know, it's just,
yeah,
I find a lot of my success that way.
I've been on the mountain with Austin, and there's been about an hour left of the day, and the sun's going down, and we're hunting with a buddy that became pretty good friends with the last few years, an Idaho buddy, and this deer, Austin glassed up this buck, or did he glass it up?
I think I did. He glassed up the one before that.
The one that you guys sent it on. And my buddy saw it, and he was kind of like, there's a buck, and Austin just hopped up, and he's like, all right, let's go. We're going to go down the canyon and up, and my buddy kind of looked at Austin and was like, whoa, dude, are you serious? Like, we're going to, is that even possible? And Austin was like, I don't know if it's possible or not, but we're going to try. And my buddy was like, oh, shit, all right, let's do it then. And, yeah, they got up there, and they had an opportunity on the buck. It just didn't, it got dark a little too quick, a little miscommunication. But, yeah, just like that. Just, you know, even if there's a little chance, you know, if it's not dumb, just, you know, he just does it, just sends it. He's taught me that too, kind of.
Just never know.
Yeah.
Especially in this state. I just have this mentality in this state. It's like I said, if there's any chance I'm going.
Yeah, that makes, I mean, that's...
I'm sure, I mean, you guys are the same way, I'm sure.
I've
hunted with Jared, I haven't hunted with you, but I get that same vibe.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason, like, the vast majority of the stuff I do is for hunting, right? Like, I'm sure you guys are the same way. Like, instead of buying a Big Mac, I'm eating chicken and rice, right? Like,
yeah.
And that's because I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to be like, let's go. I don't know if it's going to get dark on me or not. Let's go find out. And that's what, you know, like, I like, you know, shed hunt with you guys. Last spring, I've hunted with Jared a little bit. I haven't hunted with you, but you got that mentality of maintaining healthy, like getting after it, just getting down and dirty, hiking hard. I've hunted with some people that would rather be in a hotel room than a one-man shelter filtering water out of some elk piss filled mud puddle, you know. And I'm all about that. Like, that's part of the story.
Yeah.
But
it's just a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Jared's kind of, gotta give him some credit. I never was much of a, not claiming to be a mule deer hunter, but I definitely love it, and it's definitely got the ball rolling for me these last couple, probably the last 3 to 4 years. But I killed a couple mule deer and stuff growing up, but they weren't what I call true mule deer. They're low end sage deer and
yeah,
that type of thing, you know. Just on the east side, nothing crazy. I just go on trips back in the day when I was a kid and find a legal buck, you know. But I never really backpack hunted. Like, where I came from, like, I'd hunt my butt off, I'd hunt hard growing up, but it's a whole different ball game to go in, you know, a backpack. And Jared knows I like to overpack, of course, but like, it's a whole different ball game. It's an investment with gear. Like, kind of got to dabble with it and figure out, like, do I like this? Because it can be miserable sometimes, but the more I do it, the more I'm like, I love this style, and I'm ready to say screw everything else.
Yeah.
If I could just go hunt mule deer elk out of a backpack and hunt with less people around, I mean, that's truly hunting. You're getting that experience. So started doing that, dabbled with it. I don't know, it's probably been 5 or 6 years ago I did my first backpack hunt, and then started finally getting dialed the last couple years, and feeling pretty solid now. But no, it's been great, and I didn't know mule deer that well, mountain mule deer, and Jared's taught me a lot about that, so I got to give him credit for that. And it's obviously starting to pay off, killing decent bucks for Washington the last few years. So This year was a grind for sure. That's probably my favorite deer story yet, but no, it's a lot of fun. Now it's my favorite thing to hunt, no matter how hard or sucky it is.
Mule deer?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, shit, you got to give Jared credit too. Like I do too. He basically introduced me into the backpack hunting world as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I'm from the west side originally. I moved over here like 09, some shit like that. And dude, we just day hunted half the time. Most people didn't even leave camp.
Yeah.
You know, most people didn't even bring anything home. But Jared's stories and like the stuff that he kind of showed me, like brought a whole new meaning to like mule deer hunting, and it's become one of my favorite. It has become my favorite thing to go do, and I can't wait to like continue doing it, show my kids how to do it, and you know, hopefully one of these times we'll all three get to go out and do something
for sure.
We will.
What's so what do you got coming up? So what's you said you're gonna do some clothing line stuff, some more videos. What's your guys' plan in the future with the OTC Outdoors?
Probably nothing. I mean, nothing out of the ordinary. Like I said, I'm dabbling with the idea of packing a camera. We'll see if I actually do it or not. I haven't made up my mind. And then Braden, he's of course going to continue filming. He's getting talented, and I think he's grown a lot, and he's growing quick, and it's all self-taught. It's really impressive to me. There's a lot that goes into that. So he'll keep filming, I'm sure. If I do videos, I might video some hunts. Like I said, the whole spot spoiling thing kind of stresses me out. So if I did much on the page for videos, I was thinking more like constructional, how-to, cleaning, skinning, caping, stuff like that. That's more my style. That way it doesn't take away from my experience in the field. I think ideally, like, if you're going to film hunts, or if we're going to film hunts, like, yeah, I'll pack a camera, but I'd rather him have the rifle type of thing. That way, I don't know, I'm never, like, me personally, especially around here and how hard opportunities are, especially on decent animals, like, I'm never going to tell someone, like, hold up, don't shoot if there's an opportunity. You know
let me get my camera set up.
Unless it's like a bedded buck or some situation like that. But no, it's not, having it on film's not that important.
That's what those guys want. That's the main purpose.
Yeah.
And
it's just not me.
We're so tunnel visioned.
And again, I'm not going to say never. I don't know, things change, but planning on, like I said, dropping some videos, him for sure, maybe me, maybe I'll start doing the instructional stuff, and then just do some merch, some simple merch, I mean, logo wear type stuff, and then something crazy takes off from there. It might, I mean, who knows?
You never know, man. It only takes 5 minutes, right?
It only takes 5 minutes.
A minute in my case.
Yeah.
On the mountain.
Yeah, that was pretty funny when that.
I thought you were gonna think I was kidding.
I did. I was literally like coming back.
I was saying how slow hunting was being.
He didn't text me back, and I'm like, what a dick. And he's like, I just got one. I'm like, whoa, okay. And then I was like half tempted because I was driving back to Washington, and I was like, dude, I might just swing in there. But
yeah, I think I texted you. I just shot a stud.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, I think he's probably gonna think I'm kidding because I was just texting him 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
About how slow it's been, and how I'm trying to hang in there.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Yeah.
I think in October I was home one day out of a period of 21 days, and that was like the one day I was like, I'm gonna sleep in, I'm gonna enjoy this, like get some rest, because it's just been a grind, you know. And it's like shortly after daylight, my phone starts ringing. I'm like, oh, it's just Jared. I'll answer it, see what's up, because I knew he was
It's just Jared
over there
in the morning, October 22nd.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like,
just Jared.
I'm like half asleep, you know. I'm like, yo, and it's just instantly, I just shot a stud or something.
Yeah.
Just yelling. I'm like, well, I'm awake now.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Super stoked.
That's like
love getting those calls or texts.
Yeah, those are awesome. we were texting, and you were talking about going to get that late season cow tag.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, dude, shoot me a text or whatever whenever, if you need help getting anything out. And then it was like 8 a.m. Thanksgiving morning.
Thanksgiving morning, yeah.
Yeah.
I talked the wife into letting me go out for a couple hours to glass the mountain.
Yeah. And I get the call, and I'm like, oh, I know what this is. And, but yeah, dude, I mean.
Yeah, there's only a few people that I'd get a hold of on Thanksgiving morning to help me pack out an elk, and that I could probably talk to their wives.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I called them. You showed up, helped me get that elk off the mountain.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving morning, we were out by, 11.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
I was home by noon.
Yep.
Yeah.
I enjoy that, though, like.
Yeah, that was amazing. I mean, I didn't even start processing the elk. I went down to the truck, and then you pulled in, and we both went up there together, and yeah. Gave me something to be even more thankful for on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
A hunting partner to help pack out an elk.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool too. Like when you're packing your tent around and your water around and your rifle around, and then it sucks. Like like a heavy pack sucks, but it doesn't suck as bad when it's full of meat. It's like, oh yeah, the suck is worth the suck, right? Like I enjoy helping pack out animals, which is probably a weird thing, but
yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do it forever. So
yeah. Yep.
I used to dread them, and now I dread less, and they still suck the same, but just a lot less dreadful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For sure.
Well, fellas, I think we're coming up on an hour. I don't even know. I'd have to look, but anything else you want to get out there? You got coming up?
Big hunting season.
Big hunting season.
It's
Very similar to the.
You gonna top your
last year.
oil tag this year?
Probably not. Probably not.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna top my Washington deer either.
Yeah. Couple out of state tags.
One secured for sure. Yeah. We'll see about. Yeah, we'll see about the other one.
Point creep doesn't get us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should be good. Should be heading to a few states. Yeah.
Hopefully 3 deer, a couple bear, and a bull for me is my goal.
It's a hell of a goal.
And maybe a surprise cat. You never know.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm ready to get out and do some cat hunting. That's for sure. I'm surprised we haven't heard any yotes yet. They're usually out here this time.
Yipping around.
But they know this guy's here.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not much of a yote slayer. For sure. But, no, I'm a little nervous about this upcoming general deer. Where I hunt. I don't know why I'm throwing this out there, but kind of concerns me with the populations. Last in 2022 October, the higher stuff I was hunting, I seen anywhere from like 15 to 45 deer a day, and then this last season I was going there kind of expecting the same thing solo, and I seen the buck I killed was the 8th deer I'd seen in 5 days, and like I was hunting hard those 5 days. I was covering anywhere from 10 to 18 miles and glassing all day because it's cool enough that you never know when you're going to catch a buck up feeding or changing beds. So, yeah, it's just mind-boggling. I don't know if it was the hard snow or the deer just migrated early, even though there's next to no snow up there. I don't know, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah, it's it's no secret that a lot of the ungulate populations are kind of. I mean, there's places where they're definitely doing all right, but
Struggling for sure.
Everybody needs to do their part and try to go out and kill some predators for sure while we can. But
I don't even think it's just that. I mean, that's a huge part, but I don't know. If you ask me, I'm not going to go on a big
That could be another podcast, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot to it, that's for sure.
I think there's way too much antlerless harvest. Not so much like elk on the migratory range, but like when everyone and their brother, especially with archery becoming more popular, is going out and sticking late season cows where I'm from, or does. I mean, there's a lot of antlerless dying, and it's like where does the population come from? Like, where's the science behind this, in my opinion? But like I said, I'm not going to sit here and go on and on about it.
Yeah, that, habitat loss.
Yep.
A big part of it too. Get on my soapbox for a minute, since it is, what are we, January 5th today. Report your hunts. What do we got? The 31st, I think, is the deadline. Don't be an idiot like I did and accidentally report hunts early, like your cougar tag that's good till March. That was a whole catastrophe. I had to go down to the game department and get that all sorted out.
Yeah, it's your best time right now.
Yeah, I was just like reporting hunts, and then I didn't even think about it. I did like my cat, and I want to say birds, which is good through March, I think, too, for water. Like, and I was like,
yeah, they have that quota. You can go online and look at the cat quota after December 31st.
Yep.
And you see what's open still.
But yeah, you got, I think, 5 days still until the 10th. That if you report early, you can get entered into some draws.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can get like an additional elk tag possibly if you report early. So
might be don't say that.
But yeah,
Amen. February 10th, guys.
yeah, that's my soapbox moment, because as much as we talk, me and some of the guys talk with the game department and biologists. They're all on our side, and that helps them with the stats to maintain hunting. It's not going to go against us to report what we did or didn't kill.
Yep.
It's just responsible stuff we should all do. But
very true.
But yeah, unless you guys got anything else, I'm going to link OTC Outdoors on the show notes. I'll make sure and drop all your guys' OnX waypoints on there too.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking.
It's not funny.
Yeah. Yeah, that's in my will. It's like delete my OnX off my phone. But yeah, I'll just throw some links in there. You guys Instagram, stuff like that if you want. And I appreciate you guys coming out here sitting in the cold by this fire with me.
Appreciate you having us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd do this without the microphones.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's...
Fire's always here.
Maybe a little more PG, but no.
Yeah.
We're getting some hunting stories.
Yeah. But all right, guys, thanks for listening.
Thanks, Andy.
Take it in.